Hello and welcome to the Fit Executive Show. Your host, Arne Wildner, lost 50 pounds himself before helping hundreds of other entrepreneurs and executives sustainably lose weight and take charge of their health. In the Fit Executive Show, you'll learn field-tested weight loss strategies and how to effectively juggle your successful life and staying fit at the same time. Please welcome your host, Arne Wildner. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Fit Executive Show.
Hello.
I'm Grace. This is Arne.
From my side as well. Hello, I'm Arne.
And we are back for part 2 of the parallels between building a business and becoming the fittest version of yourself. We had, as you remember from the last episode, a lot to talk about. And if you haven't listened to it yet, I would highly recommend going back so you get the gist of what we were talking about. And today we are sitting here in front of the fire. So if you hear some crackling wood in the background, you know what that is. There's a fireplace, it's cozy.
And we have 2 furry watchers here. So if you hear barking or scratching, that's Tommy and Elvis who are joining us today.
Yeah, we're out in the countryside outside of Ottawa babysitting my parents' dog. And
overlooking a snowy
Ottawa River.
Lake. Yeah, I always call it a lake, but it's actually a bay of the it's a bay of the Ottawa River. It's a beautiful spot, so we decided to go here and
record by the fire because it's cozy.
Oh, yes, it's nice and warm too.
So if
you're watching us on YouTube,
if you want to see the video, just head over to Arne Wildner's YouTube. It's always linked under the show. And let's get started. So Arne, what is your first point that you had on your list about business and weight loss? What do the two have in common?
The beginning is always the hardest part of the journey.
Oh, okay, that's a good one. That's a really good one. So, go ahead. What do you have to say about that?
Well, no, the format is I throw in the point, and you are the CEO of our company. So, actually, are you the CEO, COO? You're doing both, right? I think I am the CEO and you're the COO. Doesn't matter. So what?
Yeah,
we're
co-founders here.
We're co-founders. And
what do I have to say about that? I honestly have to pass. I have to pass on that because I do not find it hard to start anything. In fact, I find it really easy to start new projects and new journeys. And I've never really, me personally, I think it is in my personality type. Like if I do the Myers-Briggs test, I come out as an entrepreneur or EST. I have to look up what the exact letters are. But I know, but I feel like starting something new is really easy for me.
Well, yes, starting something new. But if you are looking at the beginning of our business, was it that easy always? Did we know what we were doing?
But we were so naive that we thought we did.
Yes, it's called the uninformed optimism.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the same happens when you start losing weight. You're like, okay, all I need to do is move more and eat less. That's so easy.
Or like, this keto thing is actually not that bad. I love cheese. I could do this forever.
Yay. See, you've done keto before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though not for weight loss.
Not for weight loss.
But so looking back at the beginning of our business, the first year, it was hard to survive. We survived on passion. We didn't make much money. We
actually
the beginning
did make a decent amount of money in our first year.
That's true, but correct me if I'm wrong, but it's easier now because we know more what we're doing. We know how to address our audience, what their problems are.
We have systems in place. We know what clients like, what they don't like.
And it's the same about weight loss. You need to have the systems, but you need to build the systems in the beginning.
It's a lot of trial and error.
It's an experiment. You need to find out what works for you, what foods you enjoy. You need to consistently measure your data. Like in the business, you need to track your KPIs. We didn't do that. We didn't track how many leads we got in, how many calls we made, how many people we were talking to.
Yeah, it took us a while until we had hired an actual coach, which is similar to weight loss. If you hire an actual coach, then you're going to have someone asking you for your numbers. Like, okay, did you measure around your waistline last week?
You have the accountability. You have these systems that have been working for years for many other people. When we get a new client, obviously we adapt the system to their needs and we customize it, but it's still a system. It's so much easier because you don't have to go through the years of experimentation that I went through, because you have somebody who did it themselves. And we also hired a business coach. We hired a mentor who
asked us for our numbers, and then we were like, oh shit,
and who
never
had
really tracked that
who
before.
had a track record of success stories, and that was immensely helpful. And that actually, the learning curve got steeper.
With okay, true. I thought when you first
agree?
said that point, I thought you were referring to the fact that taking the first step is the hardest.
No.
Like a lot of people
the
think
beginning.
about.
It's so easy to jump in, but then you have to swim.
Got it. I felt that. Okay, got it. I agree with that. I agree. I thought you meant.
You have to make money. You have to make progress. You have to make decisions. You have to say, okay, no, I'm not eating the second piece of cake. But I thought
you were saying like a lot of people dream of starting a business for years before they take that first step, or people dream of losing weight for years before they take that step. But that's not us. We're like, we want to start a business, let's do it tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Which, who knows if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But whenever we have an idea, we jump on it.
It's not only the decision. Yes, I'm starting. I leave my old self behind.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to face this challenge. And in the beginning, it might be the uninformed optimism where you're like, oh, this is going to be so easy. And then you find out, well, it's actually not so easy. I need to be consistent. It's not eating one apple one day. No one ever has gotten slim from or lean from eating one apple. You need to be consistent with the apple per day and make better decisions and grow and learn. Find out what works for you. And this is getting easier the more experience you make and the more you actually grow into the person who is at your goal weight. I have a client, Sandra, and we constantly talk about this. She's quite tall. She wants to go down to 190 pounds. And I keep telling her, hey, all you need to do is behave like the Sandra that is at 190. And then it's only a matter of time until the two meet each other.
Yeah, that's like super similar to business, where we had a coach one time who, like a business mentor, who told us, like, you guys need to actually present yourselves and be the CEOs or the founders of a successful agency. You can't be sitting around on your couch wearing a Hawaiian shirt with a porn star mustache, which Arne used to have.
I actually did have a porn star mustache.
Please, I don't know how can we share this picture, but if you go way back on Arne's Instagram, you will find pictures of when we first started out, that he was really not looking. He was a beer salesman, like a craft beer guy.
Okay, I was being myself, but it actually looks good. It was like a third eyebrow.
No, but the thing is, he was so right. He was like, how are you going to attract high-level clients to pay you large sums of money if you don't look like the CEO of a successful company with a team?
I was looking like Magnum, and I was trying to talk to who would look like a successful business owner.
Oh, just, what do you mean?
Oh, come on. Like the guy from Wall Street, I was trying to talk to successful people.
Oh, yeah, like Jordan Belfort. Absolutely. Our clients are like that. They have, some of them have thousands of employees. They've been running business for, let's say, 30 years. And then Arne's trying to present himself also as an entrepreneur. So anyway, the mustache got shaved. We got an actual office. We got professional. We got serious. I bought a Ralph Lauren button down, which was so crazy.
But this is another thing. You need to take it somewhat seriously. And it doesn't happen by itself. You got to take action, and you got to be
Same with weight
consistent.
loss. Like a lot of people, they seem to have these.
You got to grow into the person that you need to become. You got to behave like your goal weight ideal
or your goal business situation.
Exactly.
Dress for the job you want to have, not the job you do have.
Then the results come with a time delay. This is hard to accept. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes consistency. But I think that was a good one. I have another one. Where's my phone? I have a cheat. Okay.
Oh my gosh! Then they made me put glasses on because I looked too young.
Yes.
So I bought glasses. They're fake, completely fake, just because they said you look like you're 19. I was 19. Oh no, I was 21. Whatever. When we first started the company, and no lawyers would take me seriously.
So the next point on my list here is, when you don't give up, success is inevitable. What do you have
Unavoidable.
to say? Unavoidable. I thought it was inevitable. Oh.
What? No.
In
Oh
German it's unvermeidlich.
Unavoidable.
Unavoidable. See, I'm learning here. So,
yeah.
Success is unavoidable
when
if you don't give up. If you just...
Well, if you just keep doing little things every single day, you're just like getting one step closer to where you want to be. Even if it's only a tiny step, at least you're moving in the right direction, right?
Yeah, I meant it in a way like getting back up after setbacks, because there will be setbacks when you start a business. There will be setbacks when you start losing weight, and there will be situations where you're not, which we are not ready for. Like for most people, for me it was definitely social situations. I always used to fall back into my old patterns, and then I really had to find ways to deal with it and to get back after the setbacks and failures. Failures in our coaching program we call failures learnings, because it's not that you cannot fail if you don't give up. If you always get back up afterwards, then and just be persistent long enough, then you cannot fail. You will reach your goal weight eventually. The fittest version of yourself. Eventually.
It may take longer than you thought, and like we said in the last episode, the path is not going to be linear. I mean, I don't know anyone who's built a business or lost weight sustainably who's had a linear path of it. Like, oh, we just launched, we made the perfect revenue, we actually hit our exact goals and targets every single year, and then we made our exit exactly when we thought we would.
Success.
And the weight loss is not like that. Like, chances are, if you're interested in weight loss, you probably follow some people on social media who have amazing transformation stories. Like, I definitely do follow a lot of people who are kind of in our health and fitness coaching realm, and a lot of those people have their own success story, like Arne of losing weight. And none of those stories are linear. Like, there were always setbacks.
I actually don't see many weight loss coaches who have been losing weight themselves.
I'll show you too. They're ladies though.
Ladies, okay.
Yeah, but it's these people, their stories are not linear is what I'm saying. And the same as obviously you present the hero story, and obviously as a business founder, when you get on Forbes 30 under 30 or whatever list, you will see like the overview of the story. Like, started this agency from my bedroom with $50, and now we make 100 million a year or whatever it is. If you actually dig deeper, no story is linear. So yeah.
That is so true.
Okay, so anyway, let's move forward here. We're really going off the track.
That's what this show is for, to go off.
Okay, no, I have a great point I really want to say. So Arne, you're going to react to this one.
Okay.
This one is, if it's not in the calendar, it will never happen.
Yep. So it's about planning and budgeting your time management. That's also a point that I had on my list. Time management is critical for weight loss. Planning ahead is critical, and budgeting your calories.
But also budgeting your time.
Budgeting time for exercising, for shopping, for weekly planning, for weekly reflection. You don't need loads of time, but you need some time. And if it doesn't, if I always put my workouts in the calendar.
Oh my gosh, me too. But not only the workouts, the travel time to get there and the travel time to get back. And that's something people miss too.
This is an appointment I have with myself, and it's the most important appointment of the day. And I communicated, no, I'm at an appointment. It's not... I don't discuss it. It's not up for grabs. This time is my time, and the same goes with meal prepping. If you're into that, if that is helpful for you.
Even just putting a block on your calendar if you have to pre-order food. Like, for example, when we used to order food for the office, we would have a weekly block, or at least me and my assistant, whoever was doing the ordering, we would actually have a block. So even if you're ordering pre-prepped meals, even if you're going grocery shopping or you're sending someone, like maybe you have like a house manager, or you have like a nanny or an assistant who's doing your shopping for you, or Instacart. We order on Instacart. That has to be planned into our calendar.
It's what is very important to say. So it's not only about the time; it's also how you use that time. When you go to a workout, be sure you have a concrete plan. You're not improvising. You have a concrete idea what you'll be doing, in what order, how many sets, what weight, how many reps, what are the break times. You need to have a precise idea. Otherwise, this improvisation, what I see so many people doing and not documenting their workouts, this is just playing around. And this is for many, it's a waste of time. They don't see any measurable progress.
The German has spoken. If you're not tracking your workouts, you're just playing around.
The same goes for cooking and meal prepping. You need to have some ideas of how much, what to prep, how much you need to be full at night, how much also. You have to have an idea of the calories, an idea of the amount of protein, an idea of what nutrients you put into your body.
And even if you just calculate it once, just take the time to do it once.
Perfectly fine. Take the time to do it once. But if you have stuff on your calendar in your business and you don't know what tasks need to be done at that point, and you don't have a game plan, you don't have a budget how you spend your money, then it's just it's meant to fail. And
the workouts in the calendar is such a big point. If you take one thing away from this episode or this podcast in general, and right after this, if you turn it off and you never hear our voices again, just take this. Please put your workouts in the calendar as soon as you book them in advance. Book in your travel time and don't let anybody come between you and that time. Treat it like a really important doctor's appointment. Treat it like a meeting with your lawyer that's super hard to get a hold of. You're not gonna be like, oh, I have a meeting at 4, but you know what? I'm just gonna sit here at my desk and keep messing around with this spreadsheet until 4:12 and then be like, oh, maybe I'll get up and go to the gym. If it's in the calendar like that.
So you work with a personal trainer. And I'm not training her, by the way.
No. I do group fitness classes.
Exactly.
So a group weightlifting
you don't have to do the programming. Someone else takes care of that.
That's correct.
I do my own programming, but I also, I study what works for others, and then I adapt it to my specific needs. But it's critical that you actually have a programming. It's not you take the time and then you do something random.
That's the second aspect to it. But if they don't even take the time in the first place and say, I never have time to work out.
Absolutely.
Well, okay, if you actually don't have time to work out, then, well, I don't know. I feel like everybody can make the time.
No, you can do awesome stuff in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Google Tabata protocol. It's a Japanese professor who invented that or discovered this 5-minute exercising protocol. It's really tough.
And Arne was doing this no excuses workout from that book you found here. We found like this really old fitness book here, and it was like the no excuses workout, and you were just jumping on the spot for like 20 minutes.
For example, yes.
But there's so many things you can do with literally no space and no equipment in a jail cell.
No equipment, no excuses, and just make it hard, make it tough, make it bone friendly, and there are so many things to consider.
This is a whole other episode, but first of all, put it in your calendar. If you don't, it won't happen. And don't you dare go to the gym and not track what you did, because then you're going to be just playing around.
Exactly. Know what you'll be doing, track it. Okay, so I'm next.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, this is one of my favorites. Infinite games. Have you heard of game theory?
No.
Game theory. Okay, so let me introduce you to game theory. It's awesome. So game theory actually says that there are finite games and infinite games.
Oh yeah, okay, I know about this.
A finite game is a game that has clear rules, that has a clear beginning, a clear end, and it has also a clear winner at the end.
Like if you're playing Go Fish.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, it's a Canadian card game or a North American card game.
Okay.
So maybe like Uno or something. I don't know. Is there a card game that German people play that has an end?
Yes, Uno. We do play Uno. Yes, of course.
Okay, so that's finite.
It's like basketball or any of those games are finite.
Not like hockey. It goes on forever, like with this overtime thing.
With infinite games, the only goal is to keep playing, and fitness and health and weight loss is an infinite game, you cannot really win at it. You can't. It's not like when you hit a certain weight on the scale, then the game is over. You get the trophy, and someone shakes your hand and says like, okay, now you're done. Now you can lean back and go back to your old patterns.
Get in the car and go to McDonald's.
No. You can always go to McDonald's, obviously, but because, and this is a good point, you can go to McDonald's because the game continues afterwards. You can give it your best, and you also can balance out a McDonald's meal.
Yeah,
obviously.
that was a joke.
No, it's not funny.
There's nothing against eating fast food. It
but
just
the whole
right
point
context.
I'm trying to make is play an infinite game. Make it never ending. You do your pull-ups and push-ups on the very last day.
And a lot of people do this.
You cannot win. The only win is to keep playing, but then
till the day you die.
The infinite game consists of many finite games. So because the eating has certain rules. You need to be in a calorie deficit. You need to have a minimum amount of protein to sustain your muscles, to sustain your health and fitness. So this has quite clear rules, and this is measurable. But then the fitness journey itself is an infinite game. You cannot win at it. The only win is doing
and it's kind of like business. It's like
doing what it takes, eating the right meals, doing the exercises, going to bed early, sleeping 8 hours. This is the rules, but then it never ends.
Yeah, just like business. It's like
exactly, that's what I mean.
We would do, like we have done this before where we're launching a new product or something. And or an online course, and we're kind of treating it like a finite game where you're just pushing and pushing and pushing for this launch, right?
Yes.
And burning yourself out essentially. And then when you finally launch, you're like, oh my gosh, yes, we did it, we launched, but that's just really the beginning. And it is such a long game in business. It's like, okay, we finally have these ads running, or we finally released the book, or we finally reached this monthly goal that we had like to make this monthly revenue. And you're like, wait a second, you reached the goal, and you're like, okay, well tomorrow we continue.
And what's next? Yes,
what's next?
Exactly.
Tomorrow life goes on, and you, if you start treating it like a finite game, then it's much easier to get like burnt out and obsessed with little things, rather than treating it as like, this is a marathon and it's not a sprint. This is our life now. Like we're business owners. That's for the rest of our life.
Yes,
you
exactly.
know?
And what happens if you don't hit the revenue number? Then you would say, "Oh, I lost." When you are not perfect, like there is no perfect in weight loss, but I call it the ideal days. If that wasn't ideal, and you screwed up, is that a reason to give up, to lay back? Or if you hit your goal weight, is that a reason to lay back and I'm retiring from weight loss and fitness? No, of course at some point you don't need to lose weight forever, but the fitness game continues. You always can get better. You need a next goal. You need a next area to work on, to improve. So this is the parallel where fitness and business goes together. It's not about hitting a certain revenue number or helping a certain amount of clients. It's always getting better and improving and growing. And this is the mindset it takes.
Yeah.
It's never over.
Yeah. Okay, but this podcast is over.
No, come on. Can we do one more?
You can do one more,
one
but
more.
then
Yes,
we're
please.
running out of space on the memory for the camera.
So, what do we... what I have here is... Oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice one for the end. Success looks different at the end than you imagined in the beginning.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, good question. What does success look like at the end for a business than you did at the beginning?
Well, in the beginning, I think many people get into the game for the money, for example, or get into the game for the fame.
Yeah, maybe they have like this idea, or we kind of also had this idea in our head, like, oh yeah, once we're hitting these revenue goals, we're just going to be kind of riding around in a Porsche, wearing Rolexes and just chilling. Where in reality, I believe once you hit hit those goals, you have, first of all, you create bigger goals and you create more projects for yourself. And you might not even decide to use that money for a Porsche. You might actually invest it in real estate. And who knows, that it's always going to look different than you kind of envision in this like vision board version of running your own business, right?
And the thing is, if you do it for the money, then you don't survive the beginning. I think, because in the beginning especially, it is so much harder than you
and there's just so much repetition, and like it is like you have to do, like Alex Hormozy says, like you just have to do the boring work like day in and day out, and you have to do a lot of boring stuff to reach goal, like to build a business. You have to do so much boring behind the scenes work. And if you're just doing it for money, if you don't have a reason why, like helping people, then that's going to be too boring and you'll just quit.
And if what it was for me at least, I thought in the beginning of weight loss, it's about the weight. It's about the number on the scale. And once I hit that weight, then I will feel happy. And this is not the case. I was treating it at the beginning as a finite game. Now you know what it is. But at the end, it was more like around well-being and being proud of myself, feeling proud of the man who I have become. And that I could have never imagined in the beginning, how this feels to be so proud to look in the mirror and see someone who did the work, who made those hard decisions, who was disciplined. And this you can only experience once you're there, once you're doing it. And this is the same with business. It's all about doing the boring work, and with a big mission. And the mission for us is helping as many people to become healthier, fitter, becoming a role model for their kids, and to feel great inside their bodies, so they can be 100% themselves and follow their mission in life. Our target audience is executives, is entrepreneurs, people
like upper
with
management
a
and business owners
with
who
a mission,
have an impact on so many people.
And this is our leverage that we pull on the world. This is why we work with executives, because they have employees, they have clients, they have families, obviously. And it's
and when they feel better about themselves, they actually
they build better products. They bring more value to their marketplace.
They bring this positive energy into their entire universe.
Exactly, and we benefit from it. And what I wanted to say is, when you're on your fitness journey, please celebrate each of the little wins. Celebrate each little good decision, because when you only think about the goal weight that you're trying to hit, and maybe you're only 5 pounds away, maybe you're 50 pounds away. When you treat it like, I'll be happy once I hit that number, then you will never be happy. You will find out that this doesn't make you happy, that number on the scale. But the person you've become, this is a good reason to start the fitness journey, to keep going on it.
And it's going to look different than you think.
Exactly. And in order to enjoy the journey, you need to enjoy the view. You need to look and reflect and celebrate each win. And if you want to do that together with us, then feel free to book yourself a free consultation with us, where we can provide you with a weight loss game plan, with an action plan.
Basically like a demo call where Arne will show you exactly how he would lay out your game plan for your journey.
Customized to your preferences, to your needs, to your schedule. We'll adapt it. I show you what mistakes I made. Maybe you can see yourself in it. And then it's all about getting started, whether with us or without us, by your side. It's up to you. The call is free, and I would love it if I would love to get to know you in person, and It's what do
well, the
people
link
have
is
to
going to
do?
be the link is always under the episode.
Link is under the episode
to our website where you can see some of our client success stories, take a
Exactly.
look at the clients that we've helped and see if any of
Yes.
those people remind you of your own situation. And then also there's information about how we work, and there's a bunch of buttons you can click and you'll get to our
Exactly.
calendar booking page.
So
where you can
go
book.
to arnewaldner.com/call, book yourself a free appointment, find a time so we can take a look at your situation.
And yeah, in that sense, we are done today. Thank you so much for listening
Thank you for sharing
Do us a
your
huge
time
favor,
with us.
download the episode, hit subscribe, and share it with a friend who's looking to live a healthier, happier life. And we're looking forward to the next episode, so we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And that's it for today's show. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us. If you want to lose weight but don't want to do it all by yourself, go to arnewildner.com/call and book an appointment for a free 15-minute phone call with us where we'll look at your situation, your obstacles, and your goals to find out if and how we can help you.